Alright, this is going to be part 2 of the passenger side wire tuck. Sorry I had to split this in 2 parts, but the full video was like 30 minutes long and I get like maybe 6 minutes worth of watch time on every video. So here we are. Let's get to it. Alright, so I've got this plug. This goes into the main wiring harness. I kept calling it a distributor plug, but it's not. I got that wrapped up, and then this one is the map sensor, and this is like the charcoal canister purge valve thing, whatever it is, which we don't need. And this also plugs into the main wiring harness, or the engine wiring harness. Those two do. And I kept saying this was the alternator, but this is actually for the wiper motor. And then this plug obviously plugs into the main harness, or the engine harness as well. So I think we have everything sorted out up here, and I was able to get those things off. I kind of ovaled them, but I can straighten those things out pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. It'll just make things easier for when I paint the engine bay. But I want to get all the wiring situated before I go ahead and finish painting the engine bay. If you don't know, it's going to look like this. It's basically a black primer with a metallic silver just like dusted onto it, and then I'm going to use a 2K clear over it. That might be a better view of what it's going to look like. This was just a test area just to see what it looked like, and the reason I did this is because the primer that I ordered was black primer, and it was supposed to be gray primer. And there's no way that this silver is going to cover the black primer. But I'm going to take a break because it's like 100 degrees outside. So I have all this wiring stripped. I'm not going to cut it until later on because the sun is beating down on this side and it's extremely hot. And when I cut it, I'm going to stagger it. This one I'm going to cut like right here. And the headlights I'll cut up here. That way all the cuts aren't in the same spot and you don't have like a big fat wad of cut wires. Alright, it's way cooler than what it was. So I'm going to start cutting these and extending these wires. Here's my donor harness. I guess I'm going to start with the headlights, extend those. I think these are the marker lights, and those will actually reach. Yeah, these are the marker lights. Okay, so these are the marker lights. I don't have to mess with those. These are going to reach. The only thing we'll have to do is attach the ground. So those are good. We've got the 2 headlights right here that we'll have to extend. We got red and white and red and blue. I would like to find the same color wire. There you go, right there. Red and white, red and blue. That way it all matches and it doesn't look completely stupid. Plus, if I have wiring problems, then I'll know what wire is what. Alright, let me figure out how to mount you so you can see and watch. We're going to strip this off. I guess we really don't need to. I don't know why there's not a sleeve on this one. Alright, we're at the point of no return. Let's cut it right here. Actually, what we'll do is we'll stagger these as well. We'll cut this one here, and then cut this one up here. Need to strip these wires. These are the worst wires to strip, I swear. You know what? I don't think I have enough solder. We've got very little solder, so maybe we can finish it. Strip the other side. We need to strip all this from the harness on our donor harness, because I want to make sure I have enough wiring. This is the TPS wires. Hopefully that'll be enough. Red and blue, red and blue. It's two different gauges of wire though. It's another thing that kind of sucks. After watching several videos, soldering videos, damn it, I need the sleeves. Alright, we needed the shrink wrap. But anyway, after watching several soldering videos, I've learned that you just twist the wires together like that, and then I didn't put this on there. Put your shrink wrap on first, then twist the wire together, twist it like that, and then you take your solder and you can twist it around the wire that you're soldering. Is this thing hot enough? Yes, that's so hot. Then you just take the flat, the flat bit for your soldering iron, and you just basically rub it across it, and you have a pretty sweet solder. See, look at that, looks pretty nice. Then you can put your shield, your heat shrink over it, and then heat it up. But we're gonna do this side first. Alright, you see that. Then we'll just rub the front and then the back. And we have a really solid solder joint there. I mean, it ain't going nowhere. Now we can put our heat shrink on there and heat it up. Alright, and we have a pretty solid solder joint. Alright, I'm going to do one more. I'm an idiot. Look, white and red, and this one is blue. So I got them backwards. I need to clip this off and do it again. Alright, we're going to clip that and start over, because I am an idiot. Alright, we have our wire that we're going to splice into it. Need to trim the ends. Alright, we got both ends trimmed. We're going to get our shrink wrap on there. We're going to twist it together. Going to put our solder on there, twist that onto that. We'll cut the solder joint, or cut the solder off, and now we are going to solder it up. And there we go. It turned out pretty nice. Let's do the other side. Get our solder on there, or not solder, our shrink wrap. We'll put our two wires together. We got a bit of a wire. It's a tad bit longer, so we're going to snip that off. We're going to put our solder around it. Cut the solder off. Now we're going to heat that up. Alright, that looks pretty good. We get our shrink wrap shrinked. Alright, so after we loom it up, this is basically how it's going to be. It'll be up here, and then on this zip tie, and then these two will go under through here, and they will reach the headlight. We got those two knocked out, and these marker lights are long enough already. So now we got the horn and the bumper light to do. So once I'm done with those, then I'll be right back. Alright, so I got all the wires extended. So go up here. This one right here is the horn. And so I think the horn's gonna live up here somewhere, because I didn't really feel like extending it. And I don't actually have a horn for this car. It's missing. But I thought I'd go to the junkyard and bolt the horn up here. That way I don't have to extend those wires. And I still need to get the junction box for the grounds all set up. But everything's extended. I'm going to loom it up. It's getting kind of late, so I'm going to try to do this real quick before I shut this video down. Alright, so here's pretty much the final product. I ran out of this loom that's this thick. I only have smaller loom, so I'm gonna have to finish this up. But the horn is gonna live like over here somewhere. The ground block is there. We've got our marker lights here, our headlights, and this is our bumper light. That's should be plenty. I think it's too long. And then I cut like a little notch out of there, that way it'll slide into there. I'm gonna tape that up a little bit better. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's done. Next, we need to figure out what we're going to do with the fan wiring. I don't know if I'm going to tuck that. I'm thinking about just basically running it along the bottom side over here. It's not going to be seen, so that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, it's good to be back home. Vacation was super nice. It was well needed, especially for my wife, because she works a very demanding and stressful job. So, but anyway, I'm back working on the cars again. Hopefully this wagon will get done a lot quicker now that the wiring is done and figured out. Well, I still need to figure out the engine harness, because the 88 and then 89 through 91 engine harness is different. So I still need to figure that out. I think I've got it worked out though. But I'm gonna call it a night. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.